We out here.
That took forever. Cheers.
Cheers to video, bro. IPA in a can. Don't at me, craft beer drinkers. Sorry. Don't come for me.
Still good though.
It's delicious. Shout out to Left Field, Toronto. Great brewery. We're drinking a little micro. What are you drinking? I'm drinking a micro IPA from Left Field. What are you drinking?
Vodka soda in a can, baby.
Ooh.
Little Cottage Springs.
Drink of the summer.
Yeah, big summer drink.
Yes, sir. Yes.
And I really needed it after trying to set up this live stream.
Yeah, we've been going at it for about an hour, but it's okay. I think we're here.
Yeah, you know, it's not as easy as those YouTubers make it out to be.
Yeah. All right, so basically, for those who've been listening, I said last time that we were going to come to video, and we were like, bet. Let's go to video. we knew how much work it takes to do it, either in post or you do it live. And let me tell you, both are hard.
Yeah.
Both are strenuous.
I thought for sure that this would be leaps and bounds easier.
You know what's so annoying too? It's because we are actually technically sound and we're filmmakers and we know how to do this shit, yet we still struggle with like the basics once in a while.
Mm-hmm.
Like even just now, we were fighting over shooting 24 frames or 30 frames, and we just couldn't figure out why our videos were laggy.
Mm-hmm.
And we did 30, and now it works.
Yeah.
That goes against the rules. I don't know.
Yeah. Take it up with Instagram, man.
We're not going there, bro. This video is not this podcast. Wow, we're doing both. This video podcast is
Well, we got let the people know if you're listening if you're one of the listeners, we finally got the YouTube channel going, so you can type in The Creative Herd on the YouTube. And you'll find the channel. You can watch it. We'll be live streaming our episodes as much as we can. I'm sure we'll miss a few here and there, but you know.
The reason why we wanted to do this is for a couple of reasons. One, we
stretch ourselves.
reach. Yeah, no, we definitely wanted to open up our audience into just a larger space in YouTube, and it's kind of lame just uploading audio clips to YouTube. It's kind of lame, and we used to do that. So we wanted to open up our audience, but two, we wanted you guys to see how we actually record. And honestly, it's like this. We don't even have to paint a picture anymore.
Yeah, and there's a dog literally right here.
Yeah, we usually have dogs. We usually have beers in hand. It's definitely always on the couch, and I'm either lying down and Spencer's leaning, and we're just getting up the entire time. It's very lo-fi, and it's because a lot of people describe our podcast as like just hanging out in our living room and having a conversation, and people didn't know that.
That's exactly what we're doing. We're not like at a table.
Yeah, no, it's literally what we do. No fancy studio. This is what you get.
Yeah. So that's the preamble.
That's
If you don't know, now you know.
If you don't know, now you know. Yes. So cheers to that one more time. We're here, baby.
Yeah, for
YouTube.
sure we did it.
We did it. Took a while.
Do you want to do our episode in reverse today of like what's the best thing that's benefited you this week, or
spicy?
Wait till the end.
No, let's do it now. You already brought it up. So we usually do this segment, as you all know. We talk about one tool that's been helping us out over the past week or couple weeks, just so we can share, some tips and tricks, some things to help us. And, if sponsorships want to be like, hey, you should use our thing. We'll be like, yeah, cool. We'll use it and talk about it here on The Creative Herd. Anyways, what's your thing, bro? Yours is really cool. I have to think about mine as your.
Okay. So recently, our small little team over on Matt Devel's YouTube channel has been
Matt who?
We're trying to get everything into the cloud essentially. So Blackmagic hooked us up, which shout out to Blackmagic, hooked us up with a cloud pod. So basically everything that we're doing is in the cloud, the mysterious cloud. So I actually have no video footage on my computer or connected to a hard drive connected to my computer. Everything that I'm editing is in the cloud. So Matt will edit a project. He's in Australia right now. So while I'm sleeping, he's editing. And then I wake up, I open the exact same project, and I can see him edit in the project to be he can leave me a note and be like, hey man, going to bed, just finish this, and draw a circle around it. I'm like, cool.
Does that mean your computer now performs a lot faster as well because you have no like storage being taken up on your computer?
Well,
Is that a stupid question?
not really, but it's like the shitty thing that we're figuring out right now is like it's dictated by your internet speed. So that's the downside of like not having a SSD connected to your thing. Like, yeah, it's really cool to share a project file, but also your computer connects to like big files way slower over the internet. So we're trying to deal with proxies. We're trying to deal with all this, and I won't bore you guys or shit, but like, yeah, it's cool. It's the first step in a really cool direction that I think the next 5 years will be exciting for like just collaborators in general for video stuff.
Dope.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
That is cool. So I'm gonna jump forward in time into the future because I don't really have a tool right now on the top of my mind.
Oh, that's kind of illegal, but okay.
I'm switching it up. I'm really excited about a tool that I'm going to purchase.
If you say the Tiffin Promise, I swear to God.
No, I just rented that out, but no, I haven't even seen it in my hands. I can't even touch it, and it's the anamorphic lens adapter done by the boys over at Moment. Yo,
Yeah.
yo.
I looked at that again today, actually.
Bro, I
'cause sent
keep
an
on getting
out.
email. Yeah, they're like, "Hey, this can be the cheapest it gets,
Yeah, I know.
$999." You're like, "Cool." That's American though. We're in
Yeah.
Canada, so it's more like 15, 14, whatever. So it's a little hectic. But all I can think about is those times where we used to have like Magic Lantern installed in our like 5D2s and whatever, and we would make
Word.
it shoot 16:9, 235, whatever, by adding those black bars, and then you have to do all that stuff in post, and like sure, like it created the illusion that it was anamorphic,
Mhm.
but the fact that they've created an adapter where you just stick it onto any of your lenses and now boom,
Any of your lenses.
and
are
now it
anamorphic,
just
yeah.
becomes anamorphic. What?
Yeah.
What? And has like the built-in flare too. Like,
Yeah, that's cool.
man, it's going to be so cool. I definitely pledged some dollars towards it so I can purchase it later on and obviously just support the movement because I think that is a really cool tool of the future, and I'm definitely buying that.
Yeah. It's like we should talk about this after the show, but of like actually buying it when it's the lowest, or if we just like pledge the, because I did that too after you were like, hey, I pledged the like, I don't know, $5, $1,
It was a
$10
buck. It was a buck
to be
yeah.
like, you can get a discount later. And I'm
Yeah.
like, well, how much, we'll talk about that later. But yeah, that thing is going to be really crazy. I've never really shot anamorphic before, and they really did something special over there.
They did. Their
Yeah.
test footage looks immaculate. So very pumped for that. And yeah, stay tuned and we'll probably make some really cool shit with it when we get our hands on it.
I mean, that does kind of coincide with what we wanted to talk about today.
Yeah, totally.
It's always like looking for something that sparks some creativity,
Mhm.
you know?
Long story short, Spencer and I are in a fucking slump. we are down in the dumps, like mentally, emotionally, physically. We feel very trapped right now, and it's coming at a very inconvenient time. So if I can paint the picture for people who don't live in Toronto, when you live in Toronto, you have
Well, I feel like everyone's experienced a lockdown, and now
yeah,
it's
of
not
course,
the lockdown.
but it's not even just the lockdown too. Like even like zoom out life without the lockdowns.
right.
We experience winter for like 4 months. We get shitty weather for pretty much 8 months, and our summer lasts maximum 4 months. And like really, it's 2 months. It's truthfully like July and August, but we stretch it to say 4 months, right? So in those 4 months, it is like the time where the city is just fucking alive. The creative scene is booming. You are filled with like this euphoric energy that just makes you so happy you want to go do shit, and you have all these social outings and you have all these opportunities to create things, and it's the perfect weather to shoot. Yet we're both crippled by like ourselves pretty much by we're not making anything that we're happy with. We're just not making shit. We're just working for the man. Your man is Matthew Vella, so that's not like the worst thing, but I'm creating work for clients, and like it's cool, some of it's fun, but none of it resonates with like me. And you haven't told me a video that you've made that you were like super happy and stoked on, and it sucks. It really sucks. And you had said something last week about you attaching your happiness and identity to creating something. Can you share what your sentiment around that was?
Yeah, I also like. I think it's really tied into the first part of what you were saying is like really tied into the time that you're spending like working for other people and like using your creativity towards other people's projects and stuff. So by the time it gets to like, okay, now I get to use it for myself, you're like, wow, that tank is empty.
So depleted. Yep.
So it's like that is the constant struggle. So at the end of the day, it's like, what would I rather do? I would 100% rather just go walk my dog or rather go for a bike ride with my friends or something like that. But then you come home and the flip side of that is like, fuck, I really wish I created something. But you needed that. It's like the constant vicious cycle of like, why didn't I bring my camera to like while I was going out to hang out with my friends? And why didn't I film anything? Well, it's like, because I wanted a break. But
you want to be present. You want to live in the moment,
it's
right?
like the constant struggle of like battling your creativity tank.
Dude, even 2 weeks ago, we did exactly that. We're like, let's go for a bike ride with our partners and let's go bike along the beach and end up at this really cool water treatment plant that looks just straight out of the movies. And it was during golden hour. And it was a blast. We finally got there and we had a slow moment and we're all just looking out into the lake. And you and I look at each other and be like, fuck. Wish we brought our cameras. Wish we brought our cameras to make a cool video, cool photos.
Yeah, it was a nice night though.
It was
Great
a
night.
dude. It was a great night. It was a great night. But we'd be naive to say that we both didn't feel like it was a perfect opportunity for us to make something that really resonated with ourselves, our truth. So
For sure.
I don't know. It's I try not to be hard on myself about it because I know at the end of the day I'm still taking photos and making films for a living. Like that is I need to check myself and remind myself like that is such a cool job to have. And I'm very, very grateful for it. But it's hard not to feel this way.
Yeah, well, when it ends with job,
Yeah.
when it ends with the job, then it's something completely different. Back in the days when there was like little to no responsibility and like you're just like, oh my gosh, Instagram added video, sick, I'm gonna make some videos. And then it was like you're making these little dumb things that's like really makes you happy and impacts people around you. And that's where I think it slowly like starts to tie in, or at least for me, that's the only thing. Like we've been making videos since we were like tiny little children with VHS cameras and like tapes and shit. And it's like that's when it's like, yes, I refill by hanging out with friends and doing all that stuff, but I also realize that like I am at my most happiest, and I also refill when I'm making stuff for myself. When I'm making, it doesn't have to be this great, wonderful Tarantino masterpiece, but it's like if I make a little video of like biking down to the water treatment plant, that fills me up, and I'm like, I'm happy watching that back. And because we both share this, because we're so nostalgic, and I get to relive it, it makes me even more happy. So it's like it's almost drawing that parallel that's like my happiness is tied to like the things that I'm making, and if I make nothing, then I'm not very happy. And it's like that is horrible. And I understand that, but it's like it's just something that I'm trying to like walk through and learn through to be like, how do I navigate this and not be like so burnt out that I don't want to create anything, but also realize that like creating makes me happy.
Yeah, people from the outside don't see that. Like there are times where I look at my camera, I'm like, I don't even want to touch you. Like, because you are just like the vessel of work and I don't want to work right now.
Right.
And that's such a disservice to like our love for it, our passion for it. And yes, we are very nostalgic people, and I don't know if it's the nostalgia that gets us, but we like to watch things that we've made. I don't know. I think like it's as simple as
I
that.
think everyone must do that,
For sure. Like I don't know. Do you go through your camera roll once in a while and just like swipe back and look at old videos? I for sure do.
Yeah. Well, what's like? Why are you taking them in the first place?
Yeah. Exactly. I've gotten better at concerts though, where like instead of like I'll record the song, but like I'll remove the phone away from my eyesight, so I'll just like hold it out here, but I'm left with the video just like fucking shaking because I'm like bouncing around.
Dude, that's why my thing is like taking a voice note.
What do you mean?
Yeah, I like taking voice notes because like in moments like that, I'm like, I actually just care more about listening to how the ambience was.
Ooh,
You
okay.
know, like the ambience of being in a concert or like the ambience of simply being in a park is like so much stronger than like looking at, you know, yeah, of course there was flashy lights and some guy playing guitar. Of course there was,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah, sure.
but then it's like it takes almost the pressure away to be like, you can almost put your phone in your pocket
Hmm.
and like just press voice memo and, you know,
Yeah.
no one's even looking at you that you're recording something and being like, wow, look at that guy.
Hot take though, a little bit of a hot take. I hate when other like I also hate this word. I hate when other creators just say, "You can just whip out your phone. Just make films on your phone. It's like it's the most accessible way. You always have a camera on you." I fucking hate that. It's just not. It's not the same for me. Like I can't capture when I see things happening in front of me. I see it in a very cinematic eye. I see it through almost like I'm watching a movie, and I want to capture it the way that I see it. And a phone doesn't do that. And I have seen some phenomenal shit people make with phones that like really does blow me away.
Or is it just the transitions they do?
Yeah, that's true. But for me, it's not it. It's just like it doesn't have. It's because it's not what I'm creating. It's like it's the feeling I'm chasing.
Right.
I'm in pursuit of creating something that I think is beautiful, and having holding a phone to do it isn't. It just isn't it for me.
I think that might be a downfall from just our background in general.
Mm.
From like, we are already filmmakers. We already know how to operate cameras. So like, duh, we're going to subconsciously prefer that. But I'm 100% with you because like this summer, I've actually like been trying to do that and be like, oh, what? Like, let me actually like try to put my eye into my phone and like, okay, flip my phone horizontal and see if I can actually like make something with it.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't hit the same.
No.
Doesn't remotely hit the same.
And you have cinematic mode too on your phone.
And
too.
it doesn't hit the same, dude.
No.
I think it's either the focal length or something, but like there's something about iPhone footage that I'm just like, this is just simply not like what was in my head. It's not cinematic, nor can I make it cinematic.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that word gets tossed around so much, but it's just like when you see something in your head, and now I'm thinking, like this is a thought that I've had recently. I'm like, am I just like such a little bitch that I want everything to be log? I'm like, will I only shoot something if I can shoot it in log?
Okay, I see where you're going with that. I do see where you're going with that, but it's not that though. Like the phones, truthfully, like it's much more than that. It's the dynamic range. It's
Right.
the contrast between shadows and light.
Maybe that, yeah, true.
It's and also like 1.4 or die aperture. You know what I mean? Like you want that shit wide open. You want that nice bokeh, and it's bokeh because it's spelled with the EH, not bokeh. Stop saying that. I'm sorry.
Is it GIF or GIF?
It's GIF.
Okay.
GIF?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I didn't know if it was bokeh or bokeh. Actually, I
Bokeh.
think I've always said bokeh. Bokeh? What'd you say? Bokeh.
Bokeh.
Yeah.
EH. A.
Yeah.
Do you say like A? Like we're Canadian. A. How do you spell A?
A?
EH. No?
True.
So?
True. Valid point.
Thank you. Thank you for giving that to me. I'm going to drink to that. Okay.
I just needed to be walked through it.
We've even gone as far as trying to find like the perfect tools and little cameras to like carry on with us and like
Dude, don't start.
I know I this is a loaded topic and I know you just bought a new camera. So what did you just buy?
I bought the R7, which is the smallest Canon
The
camera
mirrorless. Yeah,
right now.
The mirrorless.
I guess
SLRs,
aside
whatever.
from like the GX7s or M50 or whatever.
Yeah, but again, those aren't like cinematic
Log.
quality. Those are just like vlogging cameras.
Yeah. Like the smallest camera that shoots 10-bit log
Right.
in the new R lineup.
Right. So, and like it is tiny, but you bought that because you wanted a smaller camera to bring around and make more films out of.
Right.
Do
Practice.
Do you think this is the one? Or is this going to work for you?
So, obviously, this is a work in progress.
Mm-hmm.
this entire thing, but it's like it more so than anything, it's a mental shift to be like, doesn't really matter. Like, yeah, of course. My thing that I think about probably too much is trying to remove friction from creating. To be like, what is
Right.
the easiest thing that will like make me do the thing that I want to do?
Your phone.
Right. But that's also like one of the reasons we're live streaming right now is because like, you know, we are filmmakers. We know how to edit, but that provides some sort of friction by like recording everything, syncing it up in post, making a nice little cut, or we could just live stream it and it's there immediately.
Right.
Right. So removing the friction from the back end to try to get there faster. So for me with this new camera is I'm just trying to remove a little bit of friction from like the creation process because I would like to capture these moments that of just like simply biking around and in more of a way that's true to my eye and that the way I see it.
Hell yeah.
To make edits to be like, hey, here's what it feels like to be, you know, in the back of a car while it's raining and Frank Ocean is played over reverb slowed, you know? But it's like, yeah, we all have that like our own visions, right? So it's just trying to get over that like mindset. And it's just like I've realized I'm not gonna do that with the C70. I'm not gonna like take it biking around.
No.
No
You've tried.
shit.
You've tried.
I've done it too. And like I love I have the Fuji X100F on the shelf there. Amazing camera, but like I've just realized and more so accepted that like at some point my visuals have just shifted into like moving images. So I'm like, okay, this is the way I think now, or this is the way I'm trying to think. This is the way I want to practice. Let's do that. But I want to keep that same form factor. And there lies my entire issue.
Right. Right. It is primarily a photo camera, and the images are beautiful.
Yeah, but the form factor is perfect, phenomenal, everything you want.
In terms of like size, the camera.
Size,
like
weight, everything.
yeah, it's a
you
beautiful
know?
camera. And they don't even make it anymore, which is so fucking annoying.
X100V is the next one.
That's more expensive though.
Very expensive, yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty much the same, little improvements, but same sense.
Speaking of Fuji, so I just came back from Vancouver, as
Right.
you know.
Yeah.
Great trip.
Non-intrusive camera you brought?
Yeah. So this would be, yeah, exactly. So we have my partner and I share. It's hers now, but it's an XT100, maybe one. I don't even know what it is. It was $1,000, very low key.
But hold on, you also have an R5.
Yeah.
Just like to preface.
I have
like,
an R5. I have a 5D Mark IV. I have.
Yeah.
So I have the gear that I usually bring, but this time I was like, I do not want to bring any of my cameras because one, I'm in this slump, so I don't want it to feel like I'm working, even though I'd be shooting creative stuff.
Right.
But I would like to have a camera that, you know, my partner can just pick up and she can shoot things, and like I can bake in some cool little recipes to make the photos look like how I want to, and
For
she
sure.
can just take care of it. And that's pretty much what it is. I barely took any photos, and she did, and she was able to just capture our moments, and it was the perfect camera where like it was cheap, it was lightweight, still created a really beautiful image, and it was so nice to just for me to be in the moment, yet still have like a creative flair to our trip by having this camera with us. And it does take 4K video, but we didn't take any video, truthfully. Fuck, we should have. But I just did the thing. I just did the thing. I just did the fucking thing. Okay, but okay.
That's hilarious.
Damn it. Anyways, it was a great time though, and I'm really happy that we had that camera. It served exactly its purpose.
Right.
And I actually originally bought it to be like my B cam for my YouTube videos.
Which it is.
Yeah, but now my 5D Mark IV is like my
true.
B cam.
True.
So bougie B cam, but yeah, it's great. Speaking of which, though, great trip. I also became an engaged man. My partner's now my fiance, which is super dope.
Yeah.
Did not
if you
take
made
it
it,
to that.
if you made it this far, drop a congrats in the comments.
Please do. Thank you. While I'm on here, we had this conversation a few years ago, but I might as well ask you now in front of the peeps. You want to be my best man?
Oh shit! You guys heard it first.
You heard it first.
Yeah,
Big
dude,
up
I'm down.
Be my best man,
I don't
please.
have any drink left, so I don't know if that's bad luck.
I heard liquid.
Yeah, there's the few little tiny drops at the end.
There you go. I'll do
Fuck yeah.
I'll do a nicer way to do it some other time. I don't know, do something cool.
I feel like that's the nicest way you could do it right there.
Cheers, man.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Yeah, dude. Congrats for sure
Thank you, dude.
on that trip. And it was really nice that you like didn't, like you were there to be present. It wasn't there like you were to capture content. And I also think that's one of the downfalls of thinking that way, because maybe we actually need to change our thinking around that.
I think so too.
To be like, look, I can be here and also like be nervous and wanting to be engaged and ask my girlfriend to be my fiance. But I also can like just have my camera, and like if I don't take any pictures, then I don't be taking any pictures.
I think that's where the paradigm shift needs to happen, is like live with a little bit less guilt and grief that we didn't do something. Like why are we left with the feeling of, we should have, when we could have just been like, well, because we enjoyed ourselves. And we leave it at that. We need to work on dropping the whole, the whole guilt part and shame part of not creating things just because we're creators,
Right. Yeah.
But that doesn't mean that we stop. We do need to actively find a way for us to create more shit and make more films. And even if it's simple as making, YouTube videos aren't as simple, but creating projects.
They could be, though.
Yeah, they can be.
Yeah.
They can be. See, you just caught us.
Mm-hmm.
We've been discussing some fun ways for us to kind of jumpstart and hold us a little bit more accountable on making projects. Right. So let's just hash it out live. Essentially, this is
okay.
This is where the idea goes. It's actually not my idea. It's Spencer's. But the number one thing that holds you accountable, which we don't like to admit, is money. You want skin in the game for anything. You want to commit to something.
Dude, tell them about the marathon.
Oh, yeah. So, I'm running a marathon in October. Yeah. And it's part of the training is like, it's free training. It's free gear. I run with a team. It's a really nice community. However, if I don't complete the run, or I miss out on 3 of the long runs, which is every weekend on every Saturday, I have to forfeit an item that means a lot to me. And mine is my Taylor guitar that I've had since I was like 16. And its value is like whatever, it's like $2,000, but that's skin in the game. So
it's
I'm
also
like,
a sentimental item for you.
It's a huge sentimental item. So like, I don't want to lose it. So fucking right, I'm going to run.
Right. Every single week.
Every single week. Hell yeah. So that is a prime example. So we want to apply that to our day-to-day, not even day-to-day, just like us making projects. So putting money in the game. Then you came up with what? How do we do it? We don't have Venmo, so...
Yeah, here in Canada, we don't have Venmo. PayPal removed their money pool function, so there is Wealthsimple Cash in Canada, and you're able to make a group in that app. So essentially, we're just making a group, and we are putting the money into this group on Wealthsimple.
Pool. And so the way how we... if you're this far, maybe you can comment and help us out, lash us out. So this is in our mind. We're putting money in a pool.
Yep.
And the reason why we're doing that is because we have a set of rules. You have a 3-week span. Every 3 weeks, you got to put in, I think it's $10 we said. Something starve slow. But in that 3-week span, you have to create a project that is a tangible, viewable object that is public, whether it be a photo set, a YouTube video. If my partner, she wants to jump in and she's like a graphic designer and she's like a web designer, she has to make like a page that's viewable to the public. You have to show something.
Yeah,
just something. And if you don't do it within the 3 weeks, that money that's in the pool, your side gets dished out to the other person that did. You lose money. Boom.
Yeah.
However, if we both complete it, then we add another $10 and just keeps growing and growing and growing.
I didn't know we were going to add money.
Have to.
See, that's why I was like thinking about starting with like just the 100, and then like every time, because it's like the money doesn't really go anywhere; it just stays in this pool.
But like, what if we just keep crushing it, and then it's like, whoa, it's at $1,000. What do we do? We have to keep going.
Creative Herd merch. If we reach $1,000,
you heard it here. We're $1,000. We're making Creative Herd.
We're just doing a t-shirt print run or something.
We're doing tote bags or t-shirts or mugs. Yeah. So we haven't really thought about any other rules, any contingencies, but it's exciting enough where I'm like, yeah, okay, I don't want to lose money.
Well, it's like, I think for me, it's like, one, creativity is a practice.
Yes.
And it's so easy to forget that, like, owning a camera is not enough.
Mm.
It's not, the end all of like, okay, well, I own all the gear, so that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
There must be some sort of practice in it, and that's where I think I fall short of, like, my mind and stuff. I'm always consuming the media, but I'm not like, I want to be making more than I'm consuming, and this is just one of the avenues to get there. To be like, let's just practice, and who cares if it sucks? And that's also the other part of it, and that's something, if you go back in other episodes, we've preached tons of times, because chances are people just aren't watching anyways. They don't fucking care.
No one cares. Just make a bunch of shit. And who cares if you want to switch up your image and switch up your vibe? Do it, because no one fucking cares.
Mm-hmm.
Just make your own shit and make it for yourself. And somewhere along the line, someone is going to ask you to make it for them as well, too. That's how you start a business.
Yeah.
I really like this. I like that. I think this is, people may argue against us that this is not healthy, but I think this is a very healthy way for us anyways to kind of jumpstart this initiative. And it's such low stakes, and it will eventually get to bigger stakes, but
accountability is everything.
Accountability is everything. Like when people want to get in shape and they can't do it themselves, what do?
Personal trainer.
Personal trainer. Money in the game. Got to show up, or you're losing your money.
Yeah.
So
they're just providing accountability and help. And the other thing is that basically the other side of that is, before the 3 weeks start, you should have a pretty good idea of like what you're creating. And I hope that we get to a place with, if it's just me and you, I would love if it becomes more than just you and me, but to like provide some sort of value, to be like, hey, I'm going to create, this sort of project, and we can give input to be like, hey, that's not attainable in 3 weeks. Like, let's dial it back. Or the opposite, to be like, that's way too easy. How about maybe you try this, adding this into it too. Right. And, if it doesn't work down the line, then take it out. But like, it's just something to think about while you're on this journey in the next 3 weeks.
The big goal is the big picture. Obviously, like our minute picture is for us to start making things. But the bigger picture has always been cultivating a community. Mm-hmm. The reason why we did this podcast to begin with is because we had so many questions that not many people were willing to answer for us. So we're just trying to share as much as we can as we're learning, so people don't have to endure all the mistakes and all like the humps and bumps that we had to go through. Now, if we can just do that immediately through a community that we create, then that is so beautiful. That's what we've always wanted to do, and just share as much and help one another, and also hold a large audience to accountable to be themselves and make great shit.
Yeah, because like really at the end of the day, it's just like the creative art is for the people,
for the peeps.
Yeah,
man. So, do we want to start next week? Oh, you a little nervous.
I mean, it is nerve-wracking.
Give me $10.
Okay, yeah, we should figure this out. $10 to start.
Every 3 weeks.
That's the sign-up fee.
That's it.
And
what's your first project? Go.
Well, I already have a project.
Oh, so you're cheating already? Oh, you're cheating. That's okay. That's fine. As long as it's live within the 3 weeks, that's it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure it's already been 3 weeks since you've had this idea, but you challenged me to just like make a, I don't know what to call it, just like a
slice of life
daily vlog type of thing, but like cinematic and not talking.
Hey man, that was like 2 weeks ago, so you're good.
Yeah.
And like again, you love to sit on shit, and then out of nowhere you're like, fuck it, I'm just gonna post it. So you have 3 weeks starting.
Yeah, well, I need to film it first.
Oh, you haven't filmed it?
I've been filming clips here and there, but I probably have like 4 clips.
Okay. Well, what is 3 weeks from now? Let's just take a peek-see.
Also, a little tidbit for the people here. If you're ever trying to start something new, don't wait for the first of a month or a Monday or something like that. We just talked about this. It's like, yeah, sure, that's encouraging and a really good way to fresh start and prime your brain for a fresh start. But also, if you start on a Friday, you're already 3 days deep when it's a Monday. You know? So if you're starting a new habit or, we were originally going to do monthly, and then you suggested 3 weeks, and I was like, I like that way better because now you're almost creating twice the content
Mm-hmm.
and not waiting for the end of the month.
Absolutely. Also, by the way, that means the 9th our projects are due.
Sure, if we start on Monday.
Start on now.
My hand's so sweaty.
Ew, bro, it's so clammy. Yeah. I do want to share one last thing that
Cool, yeah, hit him.
that I was having a conversation with a fellow photographer friend of mine. He's actually on the run team too, and he was saying that he's like, I don't want to give you any advice, like unsolicited advice. Just know that I'm not trying to preach the choir.
Was this for running?
No, this is for a photo.
Oh shit. Okay.
He's like, take everything I say with a grain of salt. I'm like, bro, you're good. You're
Yeah,
fine. You're
just
also very talented.
hit me.
You just shot Drake, so like, I'll listen, bro. You shot Aubrey Graham. I'll listen. Okay. He said, he's like, you can plan as many shots as you want and have this big image board, but you wasted your time and trials by just trying to plan it rather than just doing it. And once you do it, you can just fix those things on the go, and you're learning at a much faster pace by just practicing it versus trying to think about it and worrying about the execution and having the anxiety leading up to the execution when you can just shoot it and it's like, oh shit, fucked up. Do it again.
Do it again.
Do it again. Do it again. And you're refining it at such a quicker pace. And when he said that, we were also like 10 kilometers deep. So I was fucking like, oh yeah, that's good. Yeah. good stuff. But I really meant it. I was like, that is
Yeah.
something that I already knew, but I needed that to be contextualized for me right now and verbalized for me right now.
Right.
And that fits perfectly with what we're trying to do here.
100%. Yeah. Yeah. That's amazing because that's one of those things that like you do almost need to be told often to be like, because yeah, I know that too, but it still hits the exact same of like you can focus on making one thing so perfect, but if you just take that timeline of making one thing and do 10 things in the same timeline, it'll be way better.
Way better.
So it's like, why not just make 10 things instead of focusing on making the one thing perfect? You know, so it's almost a waste of time.
Yeah. Well, I don't want to waste anyone else's time. I don't think this wastes time. Dude, I'm so proud of us for doing this.
Yeah.
We finally got here. We have a lot of things to be excited for. I know we were saying earlier that we were down in the dumps and feeling sad, but I actually feel just a bit better after having this conversation.
Yeah, I'm definitely in positive spirits.
Good.
For sure. Hopefully this came out not horrible. And if you made it this far, thank you. We appreciate you. We love you.
You know where to find us. Instagram, Nolan Begley, Creative Herd. Follow us on Instagram. We'll be more active. You know where to find our YouTube videos. Spencer Torok, Nolan Begley, The Creative Herd. And send us... Yeah, okay, never mind. Bye, love you.
See ya.
Bye.